Hello, everyone. I'm Elena, your host for today. If you're new here, we upload a new English learning video every single day to help you improve your English faster and more naturally. In today's lesson, get ready to unlock something incredibly useful. 50 of the most common English phrases you can use in everyday conversations. These are the short, simple, and practical phrases native speakers use all the time. Once you know them, your speaking will instantly sound more natural and fluent. This won't just improve your listening and speaking skills, it will also help you express yourself more confidently in different situations. Whether you're talking to a friend, asking for help, ordering food, or just having a casual chat, these expressions will come in handy daily. We'll go through real life conversational examples so you can hear how these phrases are used naturally and learn to apply them in your own daily speaking. By the end of this video, you'll understand and use these common phrases in real conversations with confidence and ease. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss our daily English learning lessons. Now, grab your pen and notebook and let's get started. Let's begin with phrases people use all the time when greeting each other. Instead of just saying hi, try using hey, how's it going? Or what's up? These are casual and friendly ways to start a conversation. For example, if you meet a friend at the store, you could say, "Hey, how's it going?" And they might respond, "Not bad, just picking up a few things." That sounds much more natural than just hello. Another useful phrase is long time no see, used when you meet someone you haven't seen in a while. You could say, "Hey, long time no see. How have you been?" Try practicing this. Imagine you see an old classmate. You say, "Hey, long time no see." And they reply, "Yeah, it's been a while. I've been busy with work." Now let's look at phrases for asking someone how they are. Beyond the basic, "How are you?" Try "How are things?" or "How's everything?" These are more relaxed and friendly. You can ask, "How's everything going at work?" Or "How are things with your family?" Practicing these questions with different topics helps you get comfortable. For instance, think of a friend who recently started a new job. Ask out loud, "How's everything going with your new job?" Then imagine their reply, "It's going well. Thanks for asking." Next, when you want to agree with someone, there are many natural ways to do it. You can say exactly or "That's so true" instead of just yes. For example, if someone says, "Learning English takes time," you could respond with "Exactly." It's a step-by-step process. Or if someone mentions, "It's been really hot lately," you can reply, "That's so true. I've been using the fan nonstop." Practice this kind of agreement. Think of a simple opinion like, "I think weekends are too short." Now respond with "Totally. They just fly by." Sometimes we want to show surprise or interest. In these cases, you can use phrases like "No way" or "You're kidding." For example, if your friend tells you, "I won the lottery," you can say, "No way. That's amazing." These phrases help you sound more engaged. Practice reacting. If someone says, "I met a celebrity at the cafe," you can say, "You're kidding. Who was it?" Using the right reaction makes your conversation lively and natural. When you want to ask for a favor or make a request, try saying, "Can you do me a favor?" Or "Would you mind helping me out?" These sound polite and friendly, unlike a direct "help me," which can sound a bit too abrupt. You can say, "Can you do me a favor and check this email?" Or "Would you mind giving me a ride?" Let's practice one. Imagine you need help moving a box. Say out loud, "Would you mind helping me carry this?" Now imagine the reply. Sure, I'd be happy to. In situations where you're offering help, you can say, "Do you need a hand?" or "Let me know if you need anything." These phrases show you're willing to support someone. For example, if your friend is cleaning up after a party, you can say, "Do you need a hand with the dishes?" Or if someone looks stressed, just say, "Let me know if you need anything." Practice this by thinking of ways to offer help. Imagine you see a friend carrying books. Say, "Do you need a hand with those?" When you're talking about plans, a very common phrase is, "I'm down for that," which means you agree with the plan. If your friend says, "Let's go to the beach tomorrow," you can say, "I'm down for that." It's casual and sounds very natural. Another similar phrase is "sounds good." So if someone says, "Let's meet at 5," you can reply, "Sounds good." These are simple but important for confirming plans daily. Practice with this. Imagine someone says, "Want to grab coffee later?" You respond, "Sounds good. I'll text you when I'm free." Let's also talk about phrases for ending conversations politely. Instead of just "goodbye," you can say, "I'll catch you later," or "talk to you soon." These make the conversation feel warm and friendly. For example, after a chat, you can say, "It was great talking to you. I'll catch you later." Try this now. Think of the last person you spoke to. Imagine ending the conversation with, "Talk to you soon. Take care." In many conversations, people often say things like, "You know what I mean," or "right" at the end of a sentence. These phrases help keep the listener involved. For example, you might say, "It's really hard to stay focused these days. You know what I mean?" Or, "That movie was really slow, right?" Practice this by adding these small phrases at the end of your thoughts. Take this sentence: "This weather makes me sleepy." Now add, "You know what I mean?" and say it out loud. Let's pause here for a quick recap in the form of practice. Imagine you're meeting a friend after a long time. You might say, "Hey, long time no see. How's everything going?" Then imagine their reply. "Pretty good. Just been working a lot." You respond, "Yeah, same here. Work's been nonstop, totally exhausting. You know what I mean?" Then imagine your friend laughs and says, "Exactly. We all need a break." You both smile and say, "Let's catch up again soon." Your friend replies, "Sounds good. Talk to you later." Practicing these mini conversations will help you sound natural when speaking English. Now let's move on to some useful phrases for expressing emotions and opinions in everyday English. These expressions help you sound more fluent because native speakers often talk about how they feel using short, natural phrases. For example, if something makes you happy, you can say, "I'm so glad to hear that," or "That's awesome." If a friend says they got a new job, don't just say, "Good." Try saying, "I'm so happy for you. That's awesome." It makes your response more engaging. Practice this with different good news. If someone says, "I passed the exam," you say, "That's great. I knew you could do it." On the other hand, when you hear bad news, you can use expressions like, "That's too bad," or "I'm sorry to hear that." For example, if someone says, "My dog is sick," a natural response is, "I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope it gets better soon." Or if a friend says, "I didn't get the job I wanted," you can say, "That's really unfortunate. Keep trying, something better will come along." Practicing your reaction to both good and bad news helps you prepare for real conversations. Try saying, "I'm sorry to hear that," followed by a kind or hopeful message. Sometimes you need to show understanding or sympathy. Phrases like "I get it" or "I know what you mean" help you connect with the speaker. If your friend says, I've been feeling really stressed lately. A great response is, yeah, I get it. Life has been hectic for me too. These little responses are powerful because they show empathy. Practice this. Think of a sentence like, I can't focus when it's noisy, and reply, I know what you mean. It's hard to concentrate with all the distractions. Now let's talk about asking for clarification or repetition. If you don't understand something, don't stay silent. Use polite phrases like, could you say that again? Or, what do you mean by that? For example, if someone speaks too fast, you can say, sorry, could you repeat that? Or, if they use a difficult word, say, I'm not sure I get that. Can you explain it differently? These phrases help you stay engaged and improve your understanding. Practice this by repeating, sorry, could you say that again? Then imagine hearing the information more clearly the second time. In casual conversations, people often use filler phrases like, let me think, or, well, you know. These give you time to think and sound natural. For example, if someone asks, what's your favorite movie? You might say, let me think, probably something funny like a comedy. Or if you're unsure, you can say, I'm not really sure, but I'll check and let you know. Practicing these fillers makes your English sound more relaxed and natural. Try saying, well, I guess I'd say yes, or let me see, that might work. When making suggestions, use phrases like, how about, or why don't we? These are friendly and common ways to offer ideas. For instance, if you and a friend are deciding what to do, you could say, how about we go for a walk? Or why don't we try that new cafe? These expressions are softer and more polite than direct commands. Let's practice with this example. You want to watch a movie tonight? Say, how about watching something funny tonight? Now follow with a friend's reply. That sounds perfect. Sometimes in conversation, you'll need to change the topic smoothly. Useful phrases include, by the way, or speaking of that. For example, you might say, by the way, did you hear about the new store opening? Or, speaking of movies, have you seen the latest one with that famous actor? These little phrases help you shift topics without sounding awkward. Try practicing. Imagine you're talking about lunch and then say, by the way, how's your brother doing? Now let's explore polite ways of disagreeing in English. It's important to disagree respectfully. Instead of saying, you're wrong, say, I see your point, but, or I'm not sure I agree with that. For example, if someone says, online learning is always better, you could say, I get where you're coming from, but I think it depends on the person. Practicing polite disagreement helps you sound respectful in discussions. Try this. I see your point, but I'd look at it a little differently. When something unexpected happens, people often say phrases like, that's crazy, or I can't believe it. These expressions show surprise or amazement. If someone tells you a wild story, you can respond with, no way. That's insane. For example, I saw a bear near the lake. And you say, you're kidding, that's crazy. Try practicing your reactions to amazing stories. It will help you sound more engaged. Imagine someone says, I traveled to 5 countries last year. You reply, wow, that's amazing. I wish I could do that. Sometimes you want to give reassurance. Common phrases include, don't worry about it, or it's not a big deal. These are used when someone makes a mistake or feels embarrassed. For instance, if someone spills coffee and apologizes, you say, don't worry about it, it happens. These phrases help calm the situation. Practice this by imagining someone says, I forgot to call you back. You reply, No problem at all. I know you're busy. Let's take a moment to combine some of the phrases we've covered so far in a practice conversation. Imagine you meet a friend at a cafe. You say, "Hey, what's up?" They reply, "Not much, just needed a break." You respond, "Yeah, I get it. Work's been really stressful lately. You know what I mean?" Your friend nods and says, "Exactly. I've been looking for something fun to do." You suggest, "How about we go to that new art exhibit this weekend?" Your friend replies, "Sounds good. Let's do it." You finish with, "Cool. I'll text you the details later. Talk to you soon." This kind of back and forth builds your conversational skills. Try practicing the same conversation with small changes. Replace the topic or the emotion and use the same structure. For example, instead of an art exhibit, talk about going to a park. The goal is to keep using the phrases in natural ways. The more you practice them in realistic situations, the more automatic and fluent your speaking will become. Now let's practice with a short exercise you can do out loud. I'll say a situation, and you can respond with the right phrase. Ready? Situation 1. Your friend tells you they got a promotion at work. How would you respond? Situation 2. You didn't catch what someone said. Ask them to repeat. Situation 3. A friend wants to go out tonight. Say, "Sounds good. What time should we meet?" Situation 4. You need a small favor. Say, "Would you mind helping me with this report?" Situation 5. A friend says they're feeling down. Try responding with, "I get it. I've been there too." These practice exercises are simple but powerful. Repeating them out loud helps build confidence and trains your brain to respond naturally in real conversations. The secret to fluency isn't just learning phrases, but using them often. Even when you're alone, talk to yourself. Practice in front of the mirror or speak with a friend. These phrases will become part of your daily speech in no time. Let's continue with a few more everyday phrases you'll often hear in conversation. When you want to give someone your opinion or explain how you feel, expressions like "to be honest" or "honestly speaking" are very useful. For example, if someone asks what you thought of a movie, you can say, "To be honest, it wasn't my favorite." Or if a meal didn't taste great, you might say, "Honestly speaking, it was a bit bland." These phrases make your speech sound more natural and sincere. Let's practice with this. Imagine your friend asks if you like their cooking. You can say, "To be honest, it was okay, but I think it needed a bit more salt." Now, in situations where you need to express your plans or intentions, you can use phrases like "I'm planning to" or "I'm thinking of." For example, "I'm planning to start exercising more this month." Or "I'm thinking of traveling next summer." These expressions are great for everyday conversations about the future. Practice them like this: "I'm thinking of learning a new language." Or "I'm planning to watch that new series everyone's talking about." These are easy to use and make your speech flow more like a native speaker. In daily life, we often make offers or requests. Some polite ways to offer help include, "Do you want me to?" or "Would you like me to?" For example, if someone looks tired, you can say, "Do you want me to carry that for you?" Or "Would you like me to help with the cleaning?" On the other hand, when making a request, you can say, "Could you please?" or "Would it be okay if?" For instance, "Could you please send me the report by noon?" Or "Would it be okay if I borrowed your book?" These polite phrases make your communication smoother and more respectful. Let's practice both. Imagine you're offering to help with groceries. Say, "Do you want me to carry the bags?" Now ask for help. Could you please show me how to use this app? Sometimes conversations include giving advice or suggestions. Common expressions for this are you should, or if I were you, I'd. For example, if a friend is tired, you might say, you should take a break. Or if they're unsure about a decision, you could say, if I were you, I'd talk to someone first. These expressions are helpful and friendly. Practice like this. You should try that new restaurant. It's great. Or, if I were you, I'd call her and explain everything. When you want to agree with someone, phrases like, that's true, I agree, or exactly are perfect. They're short but strong in conversation. For instance, if someone says, it's important to get enough sleep, you reply, that's true, sleep affects everything. Or, learning English takes time, and you say, exactly, it's all about practice. Try repeating these responses aloud when someone gives an opinion. Your natural response can be, yeah, I agree, or that's exactly how I feel too. In contrast, if you gently want to disagree or offer a different view, you can use phrases like, I'm not so sure about that. Or, that might be true, but for example, I think everyone should wake up early. And you respond, that might be true, but not everyone is a morning person. Practice with this scenario. A friend says, fast food is the best. And you say, I get why you like it, but I prefer home-cooked meals. These responses keep the conversation polite while still expressing your view. Let's also add some casual conversational phrases. These are expressions people use all the time without thinking and are important for sounding natural. Phrases like, you know what I mean, or kind of, or sort of, are used to check understanding or show uncertainty. For instance, it was fun but kind of tiring, or it's like, when everything just goes wrong. These phrases help your speech sound relaxed. Try practicing like this. It's sort of confusing, you know what I mean? Sometimes in conversation, people want to confirm something. They use expressions like right or isn't it at the end of the sentence. For example, it's a beautiful day, isn't it? Or you're coming to the party, right? These tags are small but very common. Try using them with any sentence. You finished the report, right? Or this restaurant is great, isn't it? When you are busy or in a rush, there are phrases you can use to politely excuse yourself. For example, I've got to run, or I'm in a bit of a hurry. These help you leave a conversation without being rude. Try practicing. I'd love to chat more, but I've got to run. Let's talk soon. Or, sorry, I'm in a bit of a hurry. Can we continue this later? Another helpful group of phrases includes those for expressing uncertainty. You might say, I'm not sure, or let me check and get back to you. These are great for professional and casual use. For example, are you free tomorrow? You can reply, I'm not sure, let me check my schedule. Or, do you know how to fix this? And you say, I'm not sure, but I can find out. These polite ways of handling uncertainty are part of natural English. Now let's wrap up with a few practice conversations using all the phrases we've covered. Imagine this scene. You're at work. A colleague walks by and says, hey, how's your day going? You respond, not bad. A little busy, but I'm managing. You say, same here, I've got a lot on my plate. You nod and say, yeah, I get it. It's been nonstop lately. By the way, did you finish the report? Your colleague replies, almost. I'll send it by the end of the day. You smile and say, perfect, no rush. Here's another scene. You're meeting a friend for coffee. You say, hi, long time no see. What's new? Your friend replies, I just got a new job. You respond with excitement. That's awesome. I'm so happy for you. They say, thanks. It's a bit challenging, though. You answer, I know what you mean. Starting something new can be tough. They nod and say, exactly. You continue, so how about celebrating this weekend? They reply, sounds good to me. Let's go over a final set of quick, natural responses. When someone thanks you, say, no problem or anytime. When someone apologizes, you can say, it's okay or no worries. When saying goodbye, you can say, take care, see you around, or talk to you later. These short phrases are used all the time and should become automatic for you. To build fluency, take time each day to practice using 5 to 10 of these phrases in sentences. You don't need a partner, just say them aloud to yourself. For example, I'm so glad you came. Swing, could you please help me out? Component placement, or you should try that new place. Set a timer for 5 minutes and practice with energy and confidence. Let me give you one final practice round before we end the lesson. I'll give a situation and a pause. Then you fill in the phrase out loud. Situation 1. Your friend tells you something exciting. Say something positive. Situation 2. You didn't catch what someone said. Ask them to repeat. Situation 3. You want to politely leave a conversation. Use a polite excuse. Situation 4. You're unsure about something. Express it nicely. Situation 5. Someone says thank you. Respond naturally. Well done. Practicing like this helps you develop a rhythm in your speaking, builds confidence, and makes your English sound real and fluent. Don't just memorize these phrases. Live with them. Use them in your real conversations and let them become part of your daily English. That brings us to the end of today's lesson. I hope you found these 50 common phrases useful and that the practice examples helped you feel more confident using them in everyday conversations. Remember, learning a language isn't just about grammar or vocabulary. Oh, it's about being able to connect with others in a natural way, and that comes from real, consistent practice. So take these phrases, speak them out loud, and use them wherever you can, at home, at work, or even while thinking to yourself. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this lesson and want more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so you never miss a daily English practice episode. I'm Elena, and I'll see you next time. Until then, keep practicing, keep improving, and take care.